What's up, everybody? Lucky Lefty Podcast, Honora Boys in the building. We're brought to you by Honora Whiskey. It's honorawhiskey.com. It is that premium American whiskey, honorawhiskey.com. And left, if you're going to drink, by all means, make sure you do it
responsibly.
Let's get it, left. Let's go. Lucky Lefty, Honora Boys back in the building. The original Lucky Lefty himself, MALIK ZAIRE, SD2 Mike, SHAUN Davis. Brought to you by Honora Whiskey. Subscribe on YouTube. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you go ahead. Lock in with us. Leave your comments, questions. We respond to all. We are the home of the misguided passion. And we are forever committed to making sure that we spin it different. Make sure you hit us up on patreon.com as well. / Lucky Lefty Network, Players Only Podcast, Lucky Legends, Down and Distance, launching this Monday with myself. Left is going to have his purely, I'm excited, Left, because you're about to break down. We have the pot of goals going out in about a month. So you're going to have a lot of content coming up in the month of March. The cutting room floor, only as MALIK ZAIRE can do it, looking at and breaking down film of all of the offers that go out on the pot of gold. It's probably going to be about 5-minute clips that will be exclusively over at patreon.com. You need to go over there and join today. Down and Distance with myself is going to be jumping up on there starting Monday. It was supposed to start this past week, but I think this is our first show since my baby girl debuted on The Voice.
Yeah.
So all the questions that you were asking me, Left, I can answer the questions. I can answer the questions now, Left. Now,
you're not in the contract, huh?
Now I can freely answer questions, man. You know what, dude? You know what I had to sign, bro?
NDA.
And you know what else I had to sign?
No.
I had to sign NIL paperwork. I had to release my name, image, and likeness, bro.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, because you can sue.
I'm NIL, baby. You know what I mean? Universal, what's up? I had to sign a Universal NIL package, baby.
That's right. That's right. All inclusive.
Yeah. Got my expenses back for all the food I ate and Ubers and everything. Filled out that expense report. Bing, bing. You know what I mean? Got that check back. Got that direct deposit back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Of course, everyone saw. If you didn't see, you could check it out on Peacock. Super proud. Super proud. Thank you for everyone, whether it was on the IB message board, whether it was on social media, inbox, text message, call. Thank you.
Were you nervous? That's
all
the
kind words.
Were you nervous?
No. I have.
You look good. You look like you was confident. You was sitting there. Yeah.
My wife actually interviewed me when we got the email. When we got the email, she came to the room and she recorded me, and I was like, it's about to be her stage. I said that before we went to the recording. This is what she does. This is what she does. She writes rhymes, she spits bars, she sings, she produces her own music. She did her own latest video. She did it. She is, man, the creative's creative. She is, bro.
She's the creator's favorite creator.
Man, that's what she is. So we're extremely proud, and we got a call. We had to go out there. She started getting calls immediately. Like, is she signed? Yeah, it's like,
Is she signed? Yeah.
It's like,
You try to
yo,
lock that down quick.
Yeah, we had to head west, bro. I was
You
like,
said not till Jay-Z signs the dotted line.
No, I was like, man, we have to go out here and make sure everything is all good. And then in the midst of that, you know what I did? When I went out there, just for no other reason than just, really surveying the land,
Yeah.
the culinary landscape, shall I say. I went strictly Black businesses.
Yeah.
That's all I do. So I have like
many of them.
If you go to LA, Post and Bean. I don't know if you've been there while you're there. Two really dope young Black chefs do incredible food. Soul vegan. Their brunches on the weekend are absolutely fantastic, bro. Oh man, the shrimp and grits, the vegan buttermilk pancakes with the vegan sweet potato butter. That's amazing. Then we went to it's a small area right next to Inglewood called Hyde Park.
Yep.
LA. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
We went to a place that's been there, I guess they've been there for 15 years, called the Flavor Table. Fantastic, bro. Fantastic. Owners are New Orleans residents. They relocated. Of course, every time I go out there, I have to hit up the serving spoon in Inglewood. I just
got to.
And then we spent Cork and Battle, which is a sports bar, right next to Intuit Dome. That area over there is absolutely fantastic, bro.
Yeah, Hollywood Park. I think that's
Intuit, SoFi right across the street. Yep. Right down the street is the YouTube Theater. And nestled right in the middle of it is a nice little boutique hotel. And connected to it is Cork and Batter.
They got that college over there too.
You're right. Absolutely. Fantastic trip. Went out there on business, but got some time with the missus around Valentine's Day. We went to check out the Tabitha Brown, right?
Yep.
Tabitha Brown, her husband, they have a YouTube show called Fridays with Tab and Chance. It's their podcast. So they launched their tour on Valentine's Day. I forget the name of the theater, but they launched their tour. They were there with Kevin Fredericks and his wife.
Yep.
Kev on stage, and it was
on stage is funny.
Oh, dude. That dude is amazing. So shout out to Tabitha Brown, her husband Chance. They were really dope. We stayed around for the meet and greet, got to take pictures, chatted up with them. They'll be coming to Chicago in April, so I'm looking forward to that. It was just a fabulous time, man. It turned into a beautiful weekend for us with Valentine's Day, and hope everyone out there got a chance to experience some love, even if it was with loved ones or just with friends and family, man, or a significant other.
So the trip turns into an LA guy now.
Has it turned me into an LA guy? Yeah. I quickly became an LA guy when I stepped off the plane and it was 2 below yesterday. Yes. When I arrived at noon on Tuesday and I stepped off the plane and I looked at my phone and it was 2 below zero. Yes, I quickly became an LA guy.
So what am I doing here?
Like, why am I here? Why in the world did I come home? Yes. It's crazy, Lev. We're going to get to Notre Dame football. I promise you. But a lot has occurred. And once again, LL Nation, Irish Nation, IB Nation, you guys were absolutely fantastic with the love and support you showed for me, myself, my wife, and of course, my beautiful daughter, Ari.
Where you been, Ari? Where you been?
Where you been, baby? Where you been? We've been working.
I gotta ask though. You saw that Ohio legend, the Ohio great John Legend turn his chair around. You knew it was me.
I can see now. I can tell. I was Team Adam going into it.
Oh, what?
I'll keep it a buck.
We just ordinary people.
I was Team Adam. I'm a huge Adam Levine fan, bro. Huge Adam Levine fan.
What about taking it slow? Oh, with the riffs?
I'm a John Legend fan.
Come on, you must be.
Don't get me wrong. I saw him go on his first tour. I saw him open it up for Alicia Keys at Radio City Music Hall on his very first tour, bro. I'll never forget it. And what he's become, absolutely. But it was 2 against 1. It was 2 against 1. Michael Bublé was a surprise.
Who is great. Hey, Bublé is a bad mofo.
So the whole autograph on the arm thing, if you guys actually watched the episode, it was edited down. Michael Bublé was on one, dude. He was on one, man. I shout out to Michael Bublé. And then what they didn't show is that Adam Levine was like, well, he did say in the edited version of the show, I think I made a mistake.
Oh, so they got the edited and unedited. Okay.
Yeah. Like Adam Levine was like, he wanted to push his
like, what am I doing?
Yeah. But I'm appreciative that it was 2. If it was 1, I would have been appreciative. But so we're going to talk about, of course, we've been gone, so Notre Dame has a new general manager. Unfortunately, it was not left to get the position.
They robbed me. They boxed me out the position, and they unboxed you for it.
They also have a new running back coach because we talked about Dylan McCullough heading to the NFL to be on Pete Carroll's staff with the Las Vegas Raiders. The last episode that we did together left. And now Juwan SEIDER, former West Virginia football player, and
Juwan SEIDER. Shout out to my UF brother.
Juwan SEIDER. Some SEIDER. Former Penn State running back coach. The record speaks for itself when it comes to how he's recruited that position for Penn State. Look at the 2 guys he has returning for their last year. That says enough. So
he's a great coach.
Great man. We'll talk about the impact he'll have that he's already have, because we've seen a couple of names added to the running back list. And commit Messiah Mickens. Immediately after Coach SEIDER left, all of a sudden he's visiting Notre Dame. Notre Dame's in the mix after they lost him to Penn State early on in the process. So we'll talk about that. Also going to talk about what's going on. Ladies and gentlemen, I smell something. We have offers coming out March 17th, pot of gold. But something's stinking in the air. Something's stinking in the air because Chicago area quarterback, 4-star quarterback, recently looks like he's going to decommit from Oregon and commit to USC. And 2 former Notre Dame staffers are now sniffing around another 26 prospect that Notre Dame was heavily in on.
This is poaching?
I'm smelling something. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to call it out, Left. I'm going to call it out today.
I knew Chad couldn't do it on his own.
I'm going to call it out.
I knew he needed to piggyback. Yeah, he said he got that big contract. He said, let me start where I left off. Not started it. Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out but you know what I'm trying to figure out? Why weren't you going as hard as you're going for the Chicago area when you were 70 miles away? Now you're out there. Now you
realized the recruit landscape changed. He probably he said go to the fish you know, not the fish you don't.
Now you want to go super heavy? We'll talk about it. Lucky Pod.
They say that million make you do different things, make you do strange things.
Yeah. So let's start with Coach SEIDER, new running back coach, associate head coach. What are your thoughts, Left? You're familiar with him? Heavy roots, very rooted in Florida, and very rooted in the DMV area when it comes to recruiting. So we'll see how this new running back board begins to shape out, form itself, especially with the offers coming up. We'll see if new names are added to the names that already exist. But your thoughts on Jawan SEIDER getting there?
Man,
How do y'all mean?
He's a player's coach, man. He definitely has that coach offered, that Dina McCullough type of connection with his group. His group usually rides for him, and he takes care of them. He's not outing those guys. He's only benefiting and helping those guys improve each and every year. And the trust factor is there. They offer Dina McCullough and Tony and Coach SEIDER all have this trusting factor that the running back group really leans on, man. And it's awesome to see Marcus Freeman had that eye, because I felt like Coach SEIDER was up there in the top running back coaches that I've been around. And for him to go get another goodie, I mean, you're not taking a drop off with a guy like Juan SEIDER. His son's great. He does a great job of being able to as much as that's going on in college football, he's made it very seamless on how he's able to recruit, keep a connection, keep it honest, get guys bought in, have a special thing with his running back group that they trust him, and then they perform well each and every time. They had Michael P. Ryan, Jordan Scarlett, and Darius Lemon, some guys in Florida that he made really good players that ended up making it to the league. He's been around. You know, I got a chance to talk to him in his early years with James Franklin when I did the Senior Bowl after leaving UF, and it was all love, man. He was riding for me when I was at UF and going through those different things, and he was the first one to congratulate me when I got my chance and did well when I got an opportunity to play. And, you know, he's always kept it real. He's one of those keep it real coaches, the coaches you go to for anything, especially outside of football. The trust factor that Dina McCullough had with his running back groups and how he was able to hold that standard. Juan SEIDER is no different. Coach SEIDER is a great next man in. I'm not going to say he's better or worse than Dina. They're really on that tier one level. And I really believe that there won't be a drop off from that. And, you know, his resume speaks for himself. So same for offers, how offer can go to a different school, and then that his group impacts the team on a level where you notice it. You're like, who's y'all coach? Y'all just got a different vibe about you. Dina McCullough did that with us at Notre Dame. Coach SEIDER did it at UF. He did it at Penn State, and you see the guys that he has that's still over there in Penn State, and it just shows that he can recruit his butt off, and the guys that he recruits can relate. And that's the biggest thing, the trust factor and the relatability factor. Coach SEIDER, Coach Alford, and Dina McCullough all have those special qualities to them. And so I feel really good about this hire. Coach Marcus Freeman using that Dayton eye for talent. He you know, that's somebody I would pick up, you know. So for him to be able to not lose steam in a room that gathered and gained so much momentum, not only in the playoffs, but throughout the whole season, still harboring a top 10 draft pick in Jeremiah Love and potential draft picks with Jadarian Price and Aeneas Williams and Kedron Young. I mean, the list goes on and on. So from the aspect of those guys being able to trust that Coach SEIDER has a plan for them, you know, I love it. I love to see it. So it's just a great addition. Marcus Freeman, and, you know, through all the chaos, still is able to make really good moves. And, you know, I personally know this move that he made with Coach SEIDER. I know it's going to be a great fit. And a lot of that Marcus Freeman can lean on, just as that right hand, so to speak, man on offense. A guy that he can lean on when he say run the damn ball. He can talk to Coach SEIDER. Coach SEIDER gonna get it done. You know, he's gonna talk to Dan Brock. They're gonna make it happen. Coach SEIDER fits well within any, you know, coaching environment. I'm a big fan, man. I just it's a small world. To see it come full circle, to see Coach SEIDER at Notre Dame when I was at UF and vice versa, and recruiting, I think it's just going to stay at that high level, elite level, and we won't see too much of a difference. I think that if you had to replace a guy like Dina McCullough and the momentum that he brought with the depth and everything included, Coach SEIDER is a great next man in that may not be the exact photocopy, but the traits that matter is within the same coach. And I think that It's going to be great for those guys like Jeremiah Love to finish strong with a guy he can learn from. Coach Seider's well versed on what he knows how to make or how he knows how to make elite running backs, and we'll see another surprise and elevation of our running back room, even though we didn't know it could even get there. And Marcus Freeman made a good decision on that.
Is there anything that you can glean from your time getting to know him that you feel like is going to yield maybe a different eye for how he recruits the running back position as opposed to what we saw from Dylan McCullough?
Yeah, I think he's going to get guys that he knows. So he's going to he knows how to get into that Florida space, like you said, that DC area. The guys are a little bit more rugged, but highly talented. The running backs that don't trust a lot of people, but they trust Coach Seider. He's one of those coaches that you're like, how did you pull? They just got a knack for Coach Seider. So to see that grit, to see the toughness, and may not be the star of the show necessarily, but the great supporting cast and role players that you need on an offense, especially when it comes to running the football late in game. He's getting those guys that's going to tough it out. I mean, even seeing the guys he recruited to Penn State that went there like a Noah Kane, and like these guys are serious football players. So he fits the mold of getting the right guy for the fit. And Coach Seider's going to be great, man. I can't wait.
So once again, Juwan Seider, new running back coach, associate head coach for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. One of his commits that he beat Dylan McCullough out for is 4-star running back Messiah Mickens. And immediately after he announced, it was announced that Juwan Seider would be leaving Penn State for Notre Dame, he tweeted out or posted a message on his social media saying, "God guide me." And since then, I believe he is.
They love putting it on God, man. Wait a minute, I mean, God got you no matter what.
That's not. Wait a minute. That's not. I agree with that. I agree with that. God shall always be at the forefront. I rock.
Yeah, but that's a recruit's favorite line when they decommitting, transferring, going to the league. First thing, somehow this is a God-filled message. Wait a minute.
Left, come on, man.
We just leaving for a better opportunity.
The young man is just saying, man, this is a difficult decision, and I need the wisdom of God to help me out. To help me out.
And maybe some factors in the coaching aspect. It's okay to give credit because you want to do what you want to do. Ain't no bad. They make it such a spiritual decision, all of a sudden. So,
yeah, Miami, Ohio State, Notre Dame, Penn State. We'll see. Notre Dame.
We're gonna get some of them recruits that's gonna be like, go there. It's just Notre Dame. So Coach Seider does a great. He got that Tony Alford effect that make it seem like it may be summer camp at church, but it's a fun summer camp at church. It's only for a short time. You're gonna get through this and get to the next level. We're gonna make it all right for you while you're here.
Man, that's hilarious. So when you think about that, I'm very interested. Like I said, when these new offers come out, how many new names jump on the list? The list is probably about 8 to 10 deep already right now. Definitely a lot of prospects. Florida, Texas, it's heavy. Couple of East Coast kids, especially in the VA area. So it's going to be very interesting to see how things shake out with the running back position. Mike Martin is the new general manager. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it came down to a tough decision, but Marcus Freeman chose to go towards Mike Martin instead of Malik Zaire.
I mean, I hope he really had to stay up late night and tell
it was tough. It was tough. Left. He was sipping over some Onora, and he was
had to be because
picking up your folder. Then he picked up Mike Martin's folder, and then he was like, my Ohio guy, though, my Ohio guy, though, my Dayton guy, man.
I know. Father Jenkins probably had to boost his little confidence and all that, and it's quite all right. It won't last forever. There's gonna be some opportunities, and hey, who knows? This Gino Gaduli situation. We gotta see if he can turn out because I'm available for that too. See, I'm very versatile in the program. It's not just one thing I can do. I can do multiple things. See what I'm saying? So, when one door opens, what Tyler Perry said? He said it's not about the door that closes. It just becomes a maze. You just got to find another way around it. That's all.
We'll see, man. We'll see. I think I'm gonna be honest. Mike Martin, of course, in my opinion, left. It was a very, very good hire because he's going to be handling a position that is very similar to the operation of how a NFL general manager would operate. His background is in scouting. He played football at Vanderbilt. Very smart individual. He was part of the resurrection of the Detroit Lions and what their roster has become, being the leader of that scouting department, finding guys like Aiden Hutchinson and the running back Gibbs that we loved when he was at Alabama. We absolutely loved him. We wanted him to come.
I mean, come on now.
We wanted him at Notre Dame. We were like, yo.
He's picking some guys that are no-brainers now.
Hey, it's been a lot of no-brainers that have been missed at Notre Dame in the past 15 years. We don't need to go down the list, my brother.
Yeah, we don't need to go down the list. It's too many.
You know what I mean? Somebody by the name of Luke Kuechly who's about to probably get a jacket in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he should get a jacket this year. Yeah.
Exactly.
But we Notre Dame's notorious for missing out on great pickups. Randy Moss and Peyton Manning, Ron Paulus. That's the worst one. Peyton Manning and Ron Paulus over Peyton Manning. It ain't nothing to do with Ron. That's the thing. It has nothing to do with Ron. It's Peyton Manning.
You could talk about it because you actually played there, so I'm gonna leave that one alone.
I know it was a tough decision at the time, but come on, dog. This is Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning, really? That's okay. We love Ron Paulus.
But as I said before, his position, because they're going to make another hire that is strictly about recruiting, which I love. And the reason I love it, Left, is because the game has changed. You need somebody. It has become a roster where you really have to divvy up money. You have a salary cap that is going to be given by the university. This is what we have to spend on the roster, NIL, and being able to slot that is going to be very similar to the operation in the NFL. So I love the hire. That's purpose for that side of roster building at Notre Dame, and then getting someone that is really locked in to recruiting and being the head of the recruiting department, working hand in hand. I think it's absolutely fabulous, and Marcus Freeman is doing a really good job, in my opinion. I know losing out, the rumors about Kenyatta Watson, I didn't want any parts of Kenyatta Watson. I don't even know if those rumors were true. Stay down there in Auburn and continue to lie.
Wow.
It's all about
that interview already sold me off. I'm like, whoa. Yeah. You a liar. You lying on TV?
Yeah. No, you could take that. Martin, he's going to take over his general manager role. And honestly, Chad was really good at the recruiting side. I don't know if Chad, and this is what I mean by this. This is just my opinion. Not something that I have, my opinion from observation and just hearing things. Chad was not really adept at properly handling NIL conversations, if that makes sense, Left.
Yeah, I mean, he was too busy trying to renegotiate his contract.
The conversations have to be had. They need to be had, and you need to know how to finesse the conversations and then work with the head of recruiting to make sure that you're still at the head of the class for these top guys. You need to be able to speak the NIL language to be able to translate to parents and young men that we are going to be competitive. And in the long run, this is going to be a better deal for you. You have to finesse that. The same way the Texas Rangers finesse big time free agents and come to a terrible organization, of course, before they won the World Series. How did they finesse that? Hey,
How
we're
about a
going to give
terrible
you money.
organization?
We're going to give you money, and there's no state tax in Texas. So you get to keep all of that. They just find ways to finesse to get big time free agents to come down there. So Notre Dame, they're not as deep into the NIL bag as some other schools, but they have upped their ante. They have upped their ante, and I think they have a better translator of the language of NIL. Now, we still have to replace who Chad was from a recruiting standpoint, right? This guy was a. Would I take Mike Martin's evaluating eyes over Chad Bowden without knowing his work in the college ranks and just knowing his background as scouting and how he's worked himself up and looking at what the Detroit Lions have built? I would say, yes, I would. That's me. But I'm looking at that. You tell me, Left, as a coach, is it a different eye? Is the talent eye or the evaluator's eye the same, high school to college? Or does it become more difficult, college to NFL? Before
I
I
think it's
finish my
easier
point,
college to NFL.
you think it's more difficult, high school to college?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Absolutely.
explain why. Break it down, because then I'll
I
finish
think
my comment.
college to NFL is you're almost going off of a scorecard, off of does he look the part? What's his numbers? What's the fit? What are we trying to do? And more times than not, they're good players. High school to college, it's like, is he really good for this level? What intangibles do we see that is at a college level based on who he's playing, rankings? It's a lot more fluid and open and vague, and you got to really know the landscape of where high school football is mixed with where these transfers are. And I think the world of recruiting in high school to college is vastly different and way more hit and miss than college to NFL because it's a smaller pool. And all these guys want to be in the NFL, more than likely. Some of these guys, I mean, you hear college, high school to college, some of these kids don't even know they're football players yet.
Wow.
Like Florida. When we was at Florida, my left tackle, which is Patrick Mahomes' left tackle, shout out Wani Taylor, football player. My left guard, who just won the Super Bowl with the Eagles at left guard, was just an athlete. He was just 6'8", 330, couldn't get in the stands, couldn't fire off the ball, but he was 6'8", 330. Now, he became an NFL guard for the Super Bowl, but that was something that was a different standpoint. Like, you had Wani Taylor, who was a football player. You could tell he got all the moves and techniques, and the left guard was just 6'8", 330. No type of technique, but both of them got Super Bowls. So the type of trust that in a player with talent, but raw talent, is different than having raw talent from college to the NFL, because you're like, oh, okay, he know what he's doing. There's kids that come to college, like at Florida, who may have played 1 year of high school football. And Antonio Callaway, who was a good receiver that, going through it. KT, Kadarius Toney, who played 2 years maybe, like guys are coming out the wazoo, but they look the part. But the trust factor that you go into trusting that talent, can you mold it? Can you do this and that? You have to be in tune with your coaching staff, got to know who you got coaching, and you got to be in tune with who you believe in. NFL, I mean, when you're talking college NFL, it's so much more political and hierarchical. How you say that? Hierarchical?
Yeah.
Yeah. However you put that, where's a chain of command.
Yeah.
Some of them guys, you're going to be like, hey, we want this guy. I don't care what you say. Okay, it makes your job easy. Sometimes you fighting for a guy that they don't believe in. High school to college is similar, but it's not, because you're getting kids from a bigger pool where talent is varied because the coaching is varied. The talent they're playing is varied. You trying to see them in a couple instances in your 1-day camp or your overnight camp or just straight film, and then you recruiting against the school, and then you try. It's a lot involved. You got to deal with parents. You got to deal with what type of parents they have. Well, Dion had a whole list of different things that I'm sure is a different grading scale than how they're looking at SHAUN. Right? So I think he's coming from the NFL to college is different as a GM than it is a coach. As a coach, you coming from NFL to college like an Al Golden, there's things that you already know. Okay, if these kids pick up this concept, okay, we off and running. Because I know colleges haven't seen something like this. They haven't seen the technique and at this level. From an NFL GM, your expectations are totally different. The way you go about selecting players is totally different. Maybe you do have more control going to college, but your perspective has to change. It ain't the same high level of standard, because you're going to have to develop some of these kids who may be good in 2 or 3 years. Because then it comes down to, are we cutting players? Does a GM have the power to be like, we need to move this kid out to bring this kid in and switch this kid to this position, and we need to get him over this? Those are decisions that you make at the NFL level. At the training camp, you tapping on people's locker. All right, we, go talk to the GM.
Yeah.
Does it happen in college? His whole brain got a flip. He said, man, I just can't be a business decision, get rid of a kid. I got to think about this whole education thing. Maybe this kid want to stay around, so I think it is a different pool that he's jumping into. Not that he can't do it. I think his lens and his perspective has to change. Because if you go in there with this standard of, oh, this is the same as what I came from, I don't think it's going to meld well over time. I think Chad has the personality of a high school to college type of GM recruitment, which is why he lacked in some of the business things of NIL that he wasn't quite experienced like our new guy might be. He knows how to handle cap salaries and budgets and all the financials of it. But does he know how to tap into the talent where you're not looking at tape from 6 different schools? You're looking at maybe a 7-on-7 highlight. You're looking at a camp cut up. You look at some grainy high school film from the middle of nowhere. So football's football. I just think your mind has to be locked in with where the state of football is from high school to college, because it's different than college to NFL.
Man, I had to put Newt Rockney in timeout. He was just ranting.
That's right.
Yeah. I don't know what.
He said he must have missed us. That's all.
I don't know. Cats out here trying to be funny and like just not funny at all. Lucky Lefty podcast. If you have GTB questions, we'll get to those. And I think that's the wisdom in Marcus Freeman, finding somebody specifically for recruiting.
Yeah.
So he can handle that important side of, evaluation, scouting, which means he'll have a department under him. I'm assuming he'll have people under him.
He's going to have to.
Review tape, right? Now you pass information on to, you share information.
Yeah, it's a chain of command. I really doubt,
Yes.
I really doubt our guy's going to be out there really looking at. No, he's going to be handling the money. He's going to be handling the tough conversations and phone calls with different NIL. He's not going to be sitting there looking at an Aeneas Williams tape being like, yeah, that's all right.
No, I think he will. And I think, because I was talking to someone during the process with James Blanchard, and they said, look, things are changing. because you have to think about, let's just take the Notre Dame running back room. You have, let's say we break it down to tiers. You would consider Jeremiah Love a tier 1 NIL guy, right?
Yeah.
Would you consider Jadarian a tier 1 NIL guy?
Jadarian's probably tier 3. You know, he get him
let's
a nice
let's just give him tier 2. Let's just say tier 2. Because Aeneas Williams has to be somewhere in there.
Aeneas
what he did in freshman year.
Aeneas probably like tier 3 still. I mean, you know,
okay.
we talk. That's a high standard, though. We talk about your Beats by Dre, who only getting the top percent. Jeremiah Love is clearly a tier 1 with room to spare from the next guy, next tier.
So let's say we don't know the system, how they break it down, but let's just say Notre Dame's budget only allows for 1 tier 1 in a room, right? We're just making this up. It could be the budget.
It'd be tough for the whole line. It'd be tough for our line room. I tell you that. Yeah.
So let's just say that Notre Dame's budget for the running back room is 1 tier 1 or tier 2, and then everybody else is just gonna have to fight over the tier 3 money, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But everybody gets paid now, right? Like through the cap, right? Everybody gets a nice little paycheck.
For the most part. Yeah, that's the way it's going to play out. Hopefully they get some guardrails on this and then things can really make sense. But just using the current running back room, you have a 1 and a 2 leaving. So now that you know you have a 1 and a 2 leaving, you have to evaluate, are my next 2 guys going to be tier 1s?
Right.
Or can I take this tier 1 money that's being vacated by Jeremiah Love going to the NFL?
Because it's a slot. Yeah, because it's a slot now.
It's a slot. And go get a tier 1, a guy that I feel like is a tier 1 talent. 5-star.
Yeah, that makes sense. If you slotting it out like that, yeah, it's a lot easier to plug and play and replace. But then it goes back to, are we cutting players? Are we moving? Are we shuffling players?
That means over the next. So let's look at it from an NFL perspective. The best teams usually are teams that either have a young defense that they don't have to pay,
or a young,
or a young quarterback, that they don't have to pay.
Yeah,
right?
For sure.
We feel like the talent in the quarterback room is much better than what it was. But you had to pay Sam and Riley for what they did.
Tier 1, yeah, we were paying them tier 1 when they was about tier 3 money. Yeah.
Right. So you had tier 1 money going to the quarterback room for guys that haven't done a thing, hadn't taken a snap for you. Now, the only guy that's everybody took a snap because CJ played against Purdue. So everyone's taking a snap, not started, but taking a snap, literally, being literal. Because I know somebody was going to be literal in the chat. But you don't have a tier 1 guy as far as performance. So now from an NFL to college standpoint, you have a quarterback that is not going to take up as much NIL. Once again, we're doing this hypothetically. So Notre Dame should be in a great position
to shuffle some bags around.
To use that money elsewhere until those quarterbacks can ascend, and hopefully they do ascend by a performance to that tier 1 NIL perch. So it's very interesting, but this is where roster building in college football is headed. You have to figure things out. And this is why I got, in my opinion, a guy with the experience of Mike Martin fits the bill for what he's being asked to do. And now you connect him with a guy that is really good at directing recruiting efforts. You could really have, Notre Dame really could have gotten a blessing with the departure of Chad Bolton.
Yeah, you wasn't going to be able to slot these tiers out and know how, because, I mean, if anything, he knows what it looks like from being there. Chad wasn't in the NFL doing this type of work, so you're talking about something that could be Chinese to him. At least we have the structure of what a capable roster looks like when you're talking about salary. I mean, we really push into a professional um, standard anyway, where the quote unquote salary cap is what makes it professional. And for a guy like Mike Marks to have been in that type of situation, you already know he knows how it goes from the talent and peeping that fit perspective. I hope it doesn't the lines don't get blurred in between. Okay, we're doing this for the money, and because he costs this, we can only allow to get these. And it still has some genuine talent searches within it, instead of trying to just maximize a salary cap. Because he can be a magician at mastering a salary cap and then have mismatched talent that doesn't fit. But you got enough money to pay a guy so we can get him in, and that don't mean it's going to fit it. That doesn't mean his talent is where it should be for what we're trying to do. Maybe that's just the market. So hopefully we don't turn this into, well, it's the market. It's what the market calls for. Because we're good at crunching numbers. We still need to be good at evaluating talent, even if it's a tier 3 that can possibly be a tier 1. Aeneas can jump a tier. He has the ability to jump a tier, and Keedron Young, and hopefully he has, so
I'm glad let's talk about that, because needless to say, there was only one tier 1 in the there were 2 tier 1s in the secondary.
Leonard Moore is a tier 1.
Ben Morris and Xavier Watts with 2 tier 1s. They came back. They came back, right?
Yeah, tier 1s.
But then, just looking at it, to slot, everybody else was very cheap.
But luckily they was cheap.
However, Leonard Moore ain't gonna be cheap for long, my brother.
Leonard Moore already getting that. Yeah, he already getting offers.
Don Schuler is not going to be cheap for very long. Christian Gray, despite what you say, is not going to be cheap.
He's not gonna be cheap. He may not be Leonard Moore money, but he ain't far off.
And so now that secondary might become even more lucrative than it was this past season.
Yeah, they made themselves some money as a unit.
Right? And then you have to think about the young linebackers.
You made themselves some players,
that you're going to have to pay players. For some time. Yeah. Now, this is the challenge now, because it's about retaining your roster, not just about recruiting. Now, in this world, you have to retain those guys. You don't think Oregon came after Leonard Moore?
Nice little bag.
Immediately after the national championship game, and probably was tampering leading up to the national championship game.
Oh, for sure.
So this is the world we live in. This is why the significant hire, or the hire of Mike Martin, in my opinion, is very significant.
But this takes away also from the whole notion and perception and perspective of the 4 for 40. That's out the window. You bring a guy like Mike Marks in who's talking dollar signs. Now you got a guy that, you go in there with your parents. He can actually break down a salary cap and break down what tier you fall into, and not just going to masquerade you with, you just come here and trust the process and we give you a diploma. Mm-hmm. No, we could talk some numbers. And at Notre Dame, our number crunching is at an elite level. So we gonna ride the line on, is this really worth my worth is, or is this just enough to get me here? So that's one thing Notre Dame gonna do. You know how to siphon that money correctly. But at the same time, you're gonna get an opportunity for guys to give a fair evaluation to a Notre Dame experience, and not just be the leap of faith of, I'll be taken care of by this 4 for 40 process where I get my 40 acres in a mule 40 years from now, instead of getting a little bit of both right now.
But see, this is the blessing. You don't have one guy that you go see, right? You come in, you talk, you meet with Marcus Freeman, you meet with the recruiting guy, whomever they decide on. But then when the question is brought up about NIL, it's
They gonna
not
send you down the hall. Yeah, send you down the hall.
right. It's not everybody looking at each other like, okay, how are we gonna
You got a guy that can talk.
go?
He can talk them numbers for you.
He can
Oh, okay,
speak
this is what we
oh
calculated.
fluently.
You fall into this tier.
Yes.
Don't be mad at me. This is how you grade it out.
Right. Exactly.
Before Chad Bone gonna be like, well, we'll throw some money your way. We got Dickie's barbecue that throw you some little free meals. Frankie's down the street. Yeah, we got Starbucks. Want to get you some coffee on the way to work. That's now we got a guy that can crunch the numbers for you. That can be he can tell you, okay, you really a tier 2. I know Marcus Freeman done gassed you up to get you here, but you really a tier 2 in our system. You make a couple $100,000, whatever. So I think that gives that official backing to a Marcus Freeman who just wants to fine polish a lot of what he's doing on the program. He's not just trying to change everything in a drastic way, like from year 2 to year 3. Mm-hmm. This is more okay. You want to talk numbers? I got a numbers guy for you. You want to know how the NIL works? We got a department for that now. We ain't got a scouting department, an NIL guy. You ain't got to just go to the grotto and pray NIL deals fall out of the thing. So I do think that it professionalizes more of what we're trying to get to anyway. I think we're the closest thing to a professional or NFL type of situation with a guy like Marks. And we still are able to keep that player type of feel, that player love they have for Marcus Freeman. It still exists there, except there's a stronger business side to everything where Marcus Freeman doesn't have to just be the sole face of everything. Mm-hmm. He could be like, yeah, I'm getting you in here. We number 1 in moms like we usually are, but now we might be number 1 in number crunching. I got a guy that you can trust. You done seen his work. You done seen how he built things and got guys their money and this, that, and the third. So, man, it's gonna be interesting to see how this stuff shakes out. Now, do we have a collective now? Like, how some of these other schools are calling it, they're joining the collective, almost like a third party to what they have going on. Maybe it's the Notre Dame collective they got.
Lucky Lefty podcast. So once again, Jawan SEIDER, the new running back coach, and Mike Martin is the new GM for the University of Notre Dame. Before we get you guys out of here, we told you all season we're going to be doing 1 hour, put to the point, let you guys go. We want to talk about the 27 recruiting class as the 26 class starts to heat up with pot of gold coming. I talked to 27 quarterback Trey Taylor, Carmel Catholic, Mundelein, Illinois today. On Valentine's Day, he released his top 5 left. And Notre Dame was not in his top 5, which is not unexpected, right? Because what he was looking for and what Notre Dame was willing to give at the time just didn't match up, didn't mesh. And so his top 5 were Nebraska, Illinois, and
he talking about yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The world can be all yours if you come to Illinois. All yours. All yours.
Recruited.
Tier one money, day one. You hear me? You have to work for it. Hey, I have to root for something, dude, because the basketball team has failed me miserably this year.
Yeah, what's going on with that? Dude, I got that freshman sensation. He ain't sensationalizing.
Yeah, he can go on to the NBA, bro. He can go for the NBA.
Man, you ain't focused enough for it.
He might not even make the tournament. Nebraska, Michigan, Illinois, Texas A&M, and LSU were his top 5. Then today, earlier this morning, he releases his upcoming visits, and he has 2 new additions to his spring visits that weren't his top 5. One being Georgia and the Georgia Bulldogs, and the other being the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. So I'm just going to give you the intel. I have an intel piece over on the message board, the Irish breakdown. Go check it out, IB message board. So Basically, I talked to him. Got a story coming up tomorrow. I think it either drops tomorrow late or early on Friday or Thursday. I'm sorry, but basically, Left, you knew what he said. He's like, I can't see what the offense is going to be. Like, I'm not Riley Leonard. I'm not running the ball 15 to 20 times a game. I can't envision, and Notre Dame is really, they have their 26th quarterback, and they are really slow walking the 27 quarterback class. Like, they really
yeah, you should slow walk it. Y'all don't have no plan for the guy right now. So, I mean,
but from his conversation, one of the three things, there are three things that kept Notre Dame, because he's going to be, once the spring is over, he's making a decision. Because he's like, I'm going to be the leader of that recruiting class, and I want to start early. I want to be in before the official visits start in May and June. I tip my cap to the young man. I'm like, okay, you want to be the leader. But there are three things that kept Notre Dame in this. He said, number one, the relationship and conversations with Gino Guidugli. Loves Gino Guidugli. He also recently changed his major to sports broadcasting with a minor in business. That says enough right there. That switch definitely benefited Notre Dame. And third,
we got a broadcasting department?
Dude, I would say this. The media department has stepped it up. And the exposure of the series on Peacock, along with the run and along with the work, Indy Media stepped it up. We've been asking them to step it up. They did that this past year. They had great content to cover, though.
They got a lot of meat on the bone now.
They had a lot of meat on the bone this year. And also, the third point that really kept Notre Dame in it was the trajectory of the program and talent in the quarterback room. And he also has a long-standing relationship with CJ Carr. So he gave me, I'm not gonna talk about it today. He gave me exactly what he's looking for. I asked him flat out, what is it that's going to cause Notre Dame to jump into your top five and change everything? He was like, these are the three things. And he was spot on. He was like, A, B, C.
Oh, come on. That's a Lucky Lefty podcast exclusive. You got to go ahead and drop that.
No. I'll talk about it once I drop the story.
You got it. Yeah.
Only I can talk about it in depth.
That's right.
But I will say, Notre Dame is doing a fantastic job. Once again, when you talk to these kids, all you hear is honesty. He was like, yo, Gino has been honest with me. And he was like, actually, Gino and his advice is what caused me to pick up the tempo of my recruiting, because he encouraged me to go on as many visits as I could as a sophomore, so I could be ahead of everyone, knowing what I want to do going into my junior season.
However you slice it, however
you know what I'm saying?
You got your Jedi mind tree. So this is Gino's year.
But that is the recruiting. That is the recruiting, right? Now you want your quarterback to be one of the first commits in the class early to help recruit everybody else. That's the trend.
I mean, if he's good, if he's a top 5 quarterback, if he ain't top 5, listen, I'm
gonna let you watch his film, because his sophomore film is totally different. We looked at his freshman film and we were like, okay, his sophomore film, he's starting to look like a rookie of the year NFL quarterback. I'll let you know who that is when we watch the film. I'm telling you, his movement in the pocket, his release, very similar to a certain quarterback. I'm just saying. The kid when he was at the Irish Invasion, the kid was literally 170 pounds. He's now 191 left. Show he's been putting this work.
Is this the kid with the trainer that was bumping him up? Remember he had the quarterback?
No.
The quarterback's trainer that was boosting him?
No. His dad
was generational talent or something?
No. That was Noah Grubb's trainer.
Okay. He said, we ain't never seen nothing like this kid.
That was Baylor. Brady Hart, Noah Grubb's trainer. He's doing his job. I'm not hating on that.
He's doing his job. You might as well sell boxing matches too.
Trey Taylor has been trained by his dad.
See, I like that. Yeah, he
trainer.
probably is pretty special. You know what I mean? Because
He's
nowadays,
190. He said by time he starts the season next year, he expects to be 210.
Yep, because he listens. Yep, shout out to dads out there, man. You listen to your dad, you go a far way. I believe I don't even have to watch film. If his dad is trainer, that's all I need to hear. If I hear you going to old rinky dink, quarterback guru, specialist, technician, all of that, cut it. You with your dad? Oh, okay. Your dad got you this far? Look, I ain't seen LeVar Ball do magic.
Oh, shout out to him. Prayer to LeVar Ball, man. He got his, I think one of his feet amputated or something.
Man, that was for real?
Yeah, I think so. I saw
it. That diabetes ain't no joke, man. Take care of yourself.
You ain't lying, bro. You ain't lying.
I can't think of nothing else it would be if it ain't diabetes.
Not the beatus. There's nothing to laugh at, but it's a serious.
Ain't nothing to laugh at, but it is definitely serious.
Please take care of yourself. And if you have it, man, take your medicine. My dad had it for over 30 years, bro.
Terrible.
And the complications that he had from it. I never forget when he found out he had it, and it's hereditary because my grandfather had it. He brought me and my brothers in and had a meeting and was like, yo, you don't want to get this.
Don't let that happen. No.
And so all of us have, that was the one thing all of us were like, yeah, nah.
I ain't getting that. It's literally sugar eating inside out. That's crazy.
Before we get to the GTB questions and super chats, if you have them, we appreciate it in advance. Chad Bowden and Dre Brown, I see you sniffing around Chicago, bro. I see you sniffing around Chicago. I see you sniffing around Mikael Blade. You know what I'm saying? You already have one defensive tackle from the 26th class. I fully expect you to go after Gabe Hill out in Naperville North. And so I know Chad.
Patterns. Yeah,
I'll just say that Chad is being petty going after the defensive lineman in the Chicagoland area. I won't release why, but I know why Chad is being petty going after defensive lineman. He already
need him. We need him.
Braden Jones, Mount Carmel, already there. The Mpuma kid, the offensive tackle, Notre Dame recently offered him. He's going hard after him. I talked to Mpuma, so to go check him out this week. Chad and Dre, they coming in the backyard. They trying to be a fox in the hen house. They're trying to be a fox in the hen house. So, yeah, that Mikael Blade joint, it's like, okay, that's what we're doing. You already got Braden Jones. But Notre Dame, however, has countered, and their cat Braden Jones is listening again. So don't think you're just gonna walk up and not get a counter back.
Yeah, Chad think he the Pied Piper. He's just gonna lead all the kids away from us. Oh, okay.
Yeah. We got you though. We see you.
Yeah, we see you.
We see you.
Yeah.
Hawksy 03. I don't understand the slope pace Indy is operating with for Trey Taylor. I get it because they're doing with everybody. And it's a 27 class, and they have that dude. They got 4 quarterbacks after Steve Angeli. They got 4 quarterbacks. So I mean, they put themselves in position. They put themselves in position to be able to be honest and tell kids like, "Hey, we're gonna take this evaluation slowly." Trey Taylor's gonna get an offer on March 17th. Like,
it's Geno's year because this is the year of who's gonna pop out. Who's gonna pop out?
Thank you,
I don't think Geno completely knows. I don't think Marcus Freeman knows. Like you said, I think everybody wants something.
And once again, all of these quarterbacks are different. What type of quarterback are you going to need? What type of quarterback are you going to need? Have in the class. That's Josh Bufo, the motivational business banker, GTB. How you feel Coach Marcus Freeman is growing as a head coach? What is he doing to separate himself from the pack? I think he's creating his own style that others will soon copy. What do you guys think? What do you think about that, Left?
Marcus Freeman definitely a pioneer in building the first ever roster of two-way players. But everybody on the roster and how you can survive late in the playoffs is having guys that play multiple positions. So we've shown the prototype with a Xavier Watts and Emil Wagner, guys that can do both sides of the football and be impactful in both. We've seen a roster built on recruiting guys, and when you watch the tape, there is no just receiver, no just D lineman, no just linebacker. Guys are doing multiple different positions to even get looked at. I think after we've seen the success of how we stayed healthy the whole year and been able to lose guys and fill guys in, switch guys different positions, and still ride a high wave of elite talent, a lot of people are going to start copying.
Yeah. Chris Walker, thank you, man. Thank you. Appreciate that. So just watch your girl should be very proud, beyond proud. You have no idea. Joseph Barrett, SD, do you think Notre Dame women's basketball wins the national championship?
Hey, the way we beat USC and the way USC looking right now.
Injuries. As injuries, bro.
That's women's basketball team too?
No, I'm just saying as long as they stay healthy, bro.
Oh,
if
yeah,
they stay healthy,
we got a shot.
They stay healthy, but there is no clear-cut monster.
No, you know not in women's basketball.
But South Carolina has taken a step back because they're young, and they just don't have the see. Cardozo was like easy buckets.
Yeah,
easy buckets. It's nothing like having easy buckets every game. You know, like we have 6 easy buckets every game.
And get some blocks added to it.
Absolutely. Camila Cardozo was like 6 easy buckets every game. That separates, right? They don't have that. So now when they're playing teams, the way Connecticut beat the crap out of them, I'm like, I don't even know if they recovered from that. But they're so young and talented. Dude, Edwards is going to be a beast.
Yeah, he's just super young.
Edwards is going to be that young lady's going to be a beast. And then they have another big girl coming next year. That's like, dude, Magic Johnson. She's like 6'5", can post, you better catch South Carolina now. Catch them now. UCLA started off hot. Juju just ran them out the gym single-handedly.
She had like 30 and 10 or something.
32, 8.
She was snapping. Yeah, she was snapping.
Just single-handedly, like, y'all, man, get out of here. LA is my city.
And a rival. Yeah.
And, so Texas, they just beat South Carolina and LSU. Notre Dame beat them. So, I mean, yeah, they should win a national championship. We went on
the stretch for winning, 3 top 5 matchups in a week or something like that?
18 in a row. Poor Pittsburgh, man. I felt bad. I was watching that Pittsburgh game while I was out of town, bro. Pittsburgh kept it close right before halftime, and then before you know it, they were down like 17. I was like, the crowd was hyped. They were like, oh, we're down 8. We're keeping it close. Next thing you know, it's like, yeah. So Olivia Miles went like 5 for 5, her first 5 threes, and was talking crazy and just like, dude,
Yeah.
Where's the petition or P.O. box for Lucky Lefty to be on staff? Notre Dame football. I don't care if my brother is player skills development.
I'm telling you,
let's get Malik in the 5-7-4.
When Marcus Freeman's ready to take that next step, he knows who to call. Because right now they're hating on me. But I don't want no position like Amir where I'm scheduling haircuts and stuff. I don't want that.
Man, don't do that. Stop. First of all, don't do that, man. Stop. Don't do that. Don't throw Amir out there.
Not under the bus. He's earning his way up.
No, dude,
I don't want to be doing that.
That dude is on his path, man. Don't do that.
He is on his path. But I'm just saying, I'm still riding on the Tommy.
This is why the word of God says, do not despise small beginnings, bro.
It's not small. Look, it was Tommy. I want that Tommy small.
You literally just said, I don't want no job. Come on.
I don't want to schedule haircuts. I want to come in the Tommy way. Let me come in calling plays.
First of all, don't portray like that's all he does. Stop.
No. That's his updated.
Maybe you stupid, man. You stupid. Man, I'm moving on, man. I'm moving on. I'm telling your boy about you, man. I'm like, hey,
No, just say
when I
no,
see him,
just say.
when I'm down in the spring at the practice, I'm like, hey, wasn't me. That's your boy. That's your boy. Not it wasn't me. That was your boy.
Hey, he's doing right. He
That's
moved
your
into his
boy.
crib. Hey, it got him into his crib with his family.
Hey,
He
that's
living
all
a
that.
nice ducked away
That's all that matters.
suburb. Yeah, that's all that matters. I'm
All
just saying from a day to day how you know.
Promotion is coming. Don't be worried about it, Amir.
Yeah,
Promotion is coming. Marcus Freeman's gonna treat you right. He's not gonna run you up the middle from the 1 yard line back up. He's not gonna do that to you. Marcus Freeman's gonna treat you right. He's gonna treat you right.
He did sit him on goal line, get a 4-for-1
That's that
on
Brian,
that haircut mission.
that's that Brian Kelly treatment. Marcus Freeman's not gonna do that to him. Joseph Barrett, how much input will Mike Martin have on the director of recruiting? I feel like it's going to be a joint effort, and my hope is that Marcus Freeman gets the final word.
That's all I pray. That's all I hope.
If there's a difference of opinion, Marcus Freeman gets the final word.
That's it. That's all we want.
It just make it smooth. Like you do your job, We'll come together, we'll share information, and we'll figure out together what's best.
Don't do us like Ryan Poles and the Bears, where even fools don't even know who he getting. He like, well, who we getting, Ryan Poles? What we doing? They two different wings on the same bird, man.
You crazy, bro.
No, shout out Eberflus is wearing in Dallas now with that F- head coach grade. Oh my goodness.
Eberflus is trash, dude. Lucky Lefty podcast. We got something special for you, man, and we're gonna let you guys go. Thank you for snapping in with us today. We'll see you guys tomorrow. But before we go, hey, some things are brand new.
What's up, family? The merch shop is finally here. Lucky Lefty Network merch shop. We got it all. From the shirts to the hoodies to the hats to the nitty gritties. Come here right now. Shop with us. Come get the swag because if anything else, we spin it different. You see the gritty. You see how we get down. It's elite.
That's right, Lucky Lefty. Lock in with us.
Lock in, man.
We have the brand new merch shop with the merch. The brand, as you can see, our new logo is right over my head, the updated logo. And now, Left, we have some dope new stuff.
Ooh.
Yeah, bro.
Under Armour was playing, so we had to drop it. Under Armour was playing on the Freeman gear, so we had to, I'm telling you.
Let me bring it back up. I don't know why it just went out like that.
Uh-oh.
There we go.
Ooh.
So we dropped the Freeman era. All right. And it's not just the Freeman era. You have to look at the right there. Freeman era spins it different right here in the arch, right over the end. It's dope. Go check it out. We got all the way up to 5X. You know what I mean? That's just one of the designs of Freeman era. And then I have our new logo right there.
Yeah.
And this is the Finish the Job logo. This is our 2025. We got to the national championship. We came up short. 2025 is all about finishing the job. We got it in white. We got it in black. Got it in orange.
See that orange now. That was a Chicago flavor right there. That's the Chicago flavor.
You crazy boy.
They call it the Orange Crush. Let's go.
Just a few things we got. Got the coffee mugs if you like to drink your coffee. And, we have another version. This is our ONORA white version of the logo. Right here, a little bit different. This one is specifically in white. And then we have the black ONORA version as well, right here. That's fire on black, bro. It's a little bit different. The lettering's a little bit different, so it stands out on the black. So we did a white hoodie version and a black hoodie version for the ONORA logo. So, man, just some new stuff. I have to get this left. I don't know if it's going to be allowed. Let me see if I can bring up the design. So, you know, we are the home of the misguided passion, right? You know that, right? So I want LL Nation to tell me whether or not they rock with it. Okay. I have two designs. I have two designs for the misguided passion, bro. Let me zoom in on this one. There we go. That's a little bit better. This is the first design that I'm bringing up now. Tell me if you like that one now. With the little leprechaun carrying the 4-leaf clover.
I know that's kind of tough.
You know, with the gold and blue.
Hey.
All right. Or left. This is the one that I'm like, okay, this one. I might get in trouble. I have to make sure we can kind of like get it approved.
Yo, yeah. That's what I be feeling like.
You know what I mean? The misguided passion, like. the LL logo on the pants. Misguided passion. As you can see, the shirt, the Hulk is shredding, has the 25 schedule. All the teams on the 25 schedule. All of the shirt right there ripping through.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Misguided passion. That's how we do it.
That's the one right there.
That's the one left.
That's the one. You even hit the detail with the LL on the pants.
Yeah. I went in my bag for that design. Yeah, I went in my bag for that design, bro.
Hey, I'm just saying. Hey, we showing you right here what it can be, LL Nation. This is awesome. Yeah, that looks good too, boy.
I think that one. And just to announce, we're going to put our LL logos on trucker hats. Those will be special order. You won't be able to order through a Lucky Lefty. If you go to our YouTube page, you can go to any of our videos right now, especially the recent ones. You will have all of our merch promoted at the bottom of the screen. Right there. You can go to our videos right now, and our products are tagged. If you go to the description, the link to our shop is in the description of all of our videos. So that's how you can shop with us. But those are two things that we're working on. Someone said we need to make the leprechaun look a little bit meaner. But this one right here, I'm going to make this shirt for me. I'm telling you that now. I'm making this shirt for me. I'm making a hoodie. You might see this next week on your screen.
Ooh, right? Yeah, boy. That's it right there.
So, see that ND belt buckle. I don't want to mess around with. See, ND stars, claiming copyright and all that. I'm not trying to end up on a 30 for 30. I'm just not. What's my man's name that did the Catholic versus convicts T-shirt?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, dude. Because we did it, dude. We did a screen popper shirt with Malik, and they popped us. They popped us like, yo, NIL. We need permission from the athlete. I'm like,
that's crazy.
It was crazy. And then right after that, you all started going in and investigating. You, Jerron, and all the 15 guys are like, okay, we might have a little bag out here waiting for us. So, but that Freeman era, I'll probably be rocking everything like over the next week right here on the show. I'll be the first model. And then we'll put the link for the trucker hats up very soon. very soon.
It's getting crazy in 2025 now.
And you know how we do it. Lucky Lefty Podcast. For Left, SD2 mics. Hope you guys enjoyed. We talked about Jawan SEIDER, the brand new running back coach, Mike Martin, the brand new GM. Chad, Dre, we see you. I see you in these Chicago streets. I got lookouts, baby. I got lookouts. It's like New Jack City. I got lookouts everywhere. I see what you're trying to do. And more recruiting news. Lucky Lefty Podcast. You already know we spin it different. Have a great Wednesday evening. Make sure you continue to spin it different.